Shabbat Shalom. We are so blessed to stand together at the intersection of ancient Torah and modern day life, of tradition and of transformation. There are days where we gather in awe of the timeless wisdom that emerges from our sacred texts. There are other days when the light of Torah shines through those who stand before us, living the very values they have absorbed from our tradition. And of course, today, we are graced with both. As we read from Parshat Shalach Lecha, we are confronted with the story of vision and fear, courage and failure. And it is in this very story that we find a striking reflection of the journeys of Gillian Minch and Nancy Seltzer, two women who with great humility and strength have embraced the sacred calling of becoming adult benot mitzvah. So let's be candid. It's not every week that we juxtapose the disastrous report of the spies with an inspired declaration of faith and a heartfelt tribute to Temple Emanu-El. And here we are, and truly, what could be more fitting? Parshat Shalach Lecha opens with a command that is, on its surface, deceptively simple. Shalach lecha anashim v'yataru et eretz Canaan. Send yourself men to scout the land of Canaan. The story unfolds the 12 scouts sent to the land, but only 2, Joshua and Caleb, return with faith in the promised land, while the other 10 report with trembling, fear, declaring, "We looked like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and so we must have also looked to them." So friends, here lies the crux of their failure, not in the land's challenges, but in fact in their own self-perception. They are paralyzed not by the dangers ahead, but by their inability to see themselves as capable of overcoming them. So the rabbis are quick to hone in on this theme. Rashi, with his characteristic precision, teaches that the spies' failure was not merely a tactical error. It was, in fact, a spiritual failure. They lacked the courage to see themselves worthy of the land. Self-perception, in their case, became a self-fulfilling prophecy. But today, we witness a different story, a story not of fear and paralysis, but of true courage and transformation. Gillian, in your words, you shared that when you discovered Judaism, you found a rich and beautiful tradition that resonates deeply with you. In your reflection, I heard the echoes of Joshua and Caleb. In the face of challenges, both internal and external, you did not retreat. You embraced the tradition. You embraced the uncertainty. Despite the complexity, and even in the wake of rising anti-Semitism, you chose with intentionality and strength to claim this tradition as your own. You chose, as you so powerfully stated, to show up with pride and purpose. Not to be perfect, but to be present. And Nancy, your journey has been one of resilience. After enduring the heartbreaking loss of your husband, your mother's husband, you and your mother chose not to retreat, but to rebuild, to walk through the doors of Temple Emanu-El and make it your home. You shared that Temple Emanu-El was your first building block, how profoundly Jewish that is. The instinct to build in the face of loss, to create meaning from tragedy, is at the very heart of our tradition. You chose to find sanctuary and purpose here. And with your words about the virtual music of the sanctuary, which is a fantastic line, you reminded us that Judaism is not merely a religion of laws, but a religion of beauty, of art, of presence and connection. There is a teaching from Rabbi Nachman of Bratslav that seems especially apt today. He taught, Kol ha'ulam kulo, gesher tsar me'od, v'ha'ikar lo lefached klal. The whole world is a very narrow bridge, and the essence is not to be afraid. In truth, the world is often narrow, and it gives us ample reason to be afraid. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of being misunderstood. And yet, Jillian and Nancy, you both chose to walk down that bridge anyway. You did not wait for certainty, nor did you look for a way to bypass the difficult terrain. You embraced this challenge with grace, with a little vulnerability, and a whole lot of strength. Jillian, you shared that when you converted to Judaism, it was after October 7th, a time when so many Jews were afraid to even be visible, to stand in solidarity, and yet you chose to be counted among us. You chose to be seen. And in doing so, you took responsibility for your faith, not only for yourself, but for the broader Jewish community. You chose not to shrink away in fear, but to stand tall with us, even when the waters were choppy. And that, my friends, is the essence of faith in Judaism. Faith is not about waiting for the miracle to happen, one man's opinion. It's about walking into that water even before the water parts. It's not waiting for the certainty, but stepping forward anyway. And Nancy, you so beautifully captured what it means to find a place of belonging in this community. You shared that Temple Emanu-El is so much more than a gorgeous architectural edifice, a masterpiece, but it is, in fact, a home, a sanctuary, a place of continual learning. And your words resonate deeply. Our synagogue is not merely a building, it's a vessel for memory, for healing, and for spiritual rebirth. It's where we come to gather strength, to learn, and to forge connections. And when you spoke of the visual music of the sanctuary, you invoked something sacred that transcended words. You reminded us of light, of song, and you, Nancy, have reminded us of the truth that the sanctuary is not just for the mind, but it is equally for the heart, a place of holiness that words alone cannot express. I'm reminded of a teaching in the Mishnah, in Pirkei Avot, that captures, I believe, the essence of this moment. Lo alecha hamlacha ligmor v'lo ata ben chorin lihibatel mimena. It's not upon you to complete the work, but neither are you free to desist from trying. So Jillian and Nancy, you've not finished your Jewish journey today, but you certainly have deepened it. You have claimed it, and with the act of claiming it, you have made it yours, part of your very being. You have said, this tradition belongs to me. This Torah is my responsibility. This community is my home. That, dear friends, it was what it means to stand on the edge of the promised land and choose not to retreat in fear, but to walk forward with hope.